You know that you're meant for more, but there's something that's holding you back. Or is there? Or do you just need to move past a belief system that's preventing you from unlocking your potential? I'm Stacey Berger, transformational coach in both life and business. And today I want to help you uncover what's really keeping you stuck and from really living into your true potential. People are capable of great things. You have so much more potential than you even realize. But common thinking keeps us stuck in our conditions and our circumstances. If you can imagine, you have an operating system within you, I have an operating system within me. And that operating system is kind of like an operating system on our computer, on our phones. But in our case, our operating system has been installed in us over a series of life events. We adopt beliefs from our parents, education, cultural events, impactful events and moments in our life. All of that is installing this operating system within us that is ultimately responsible for the results that we create. Most of us have been trained in an outside-in operating system. What does that mean? It means that we look to our conditions and our circumstances for what's possible. How does that show up in our lives when somebody says, hey, you want to come do this on Friday night? We say, yeah, let me just check my calendar. We look to the conditions and the circumstances, in this case, our calendar, for permission of what we can or cannot do. Somebody says, hey, are you thinking about going on a vacation next year? And we look at how much bank time or vacation time we have to determine what's possible for us. There's a project or a class that we want to take, and we're trained to look to our bank account to see what's possible. We've been trained and conditioned inside of this look to our conditions or circumstances, look to the facts to determine what's possible for us. Sound familiar? It's extremely common, and it's, again, I would say how most of the population on our planet operates is in that condition-based thinking, looking to conditions to determine what's possible for us. Here's the thing. When it feels like something is holding us back, chances are we've made agreement with a current condition. I don't have the support. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I have too much debt. It's because of something outside of me that I'm not able to move forward on my goals or my dreams. If you consider where it feels like you're stuck in achieving your goals and your dreams, as you're starting to consider, am I looking to my conditions and circumstance for what's possible? As you're thinking about where you're stuck, have you made agreement with the current condition, with the current circumstance? Usually the sign and the signal that we're stuck in a condition or circumstance is we're saying, I can't because, or I will be able to when, or we're saying, when this condition changes, then I'll be able to, when the kids get older, when I'm in a different job, when I have more time, when I have more support, when I lose the weight, when I make more money. Again, those are all conditions in our lives, and we're looking for the conditions to change so that we can experience a new result. What if I were to tell you it's not about the conditions? I know it feels like it's about the conditions, but it's actually never about the conditions. What's really producing our results and creating our results is that operating system within us. And so just like your computer has an operating system within it right now, which allows it to function in a certain way, you have an operating system within you. You may have grown up in a household where you were told money doesn't grow on trees, or you were told you have to work really hard in order to get ahead. No pain, no gain. You have an operating system in every area of your life. And the thing is, that operating system, we call that a paradigm, that belief system, it is simply made up of well-run thoughts that we've had over and over and over again that have solidified into a belief system. A belief system about how we believe that we create results, how the world operates, and that paradigm or that belief system plays out in our results. This is so fascinating when we start to really understand the science and the biology of how we're built. and the reason it's so important to us is because when we want to produce a new result, when we want to create a vision, something that we've never created before, it requires us to upgrade our operating system. The same thinking, the same actions, the same feelings that have created your current results are not the ones that are going to take you into your vision. It's going to require, just like in a computer, we've got to upgrade our operating system. It requires an upgraded operating system within us. That operating system or that paradigm is designed to keep us safe. And this goes back to the reptilian brain, and really when our lives were on the line, if we were to move beyond our comfort zone. And so your paradigm or that operating system is constantly arguing for its safety. It doesn't want you to grow. It doesn't want you to make changes because it reads that change and that growth as danger. And so it's going to do everything it can to keep you in your comfort zone. Have you ever sabotaged your own progress? Yeah, me too. It's not because you're a bad person. It's not because the universe is trying to give you a sign. It's our biology. We make a decision that we want to grow, we want to accomplish more this year. And that paradigm or that operating system reads danger, danger, danger. So even with the best of intentions, you start to take some action steps towards your dream. Things start to open up, but very quickly we sabotage our own progress. And we find ourselves back to where we were just a short period of time ago. So when you're looking at your current results and you're feeling stuck, and our practical mind says, well, it's because of the economy, it's because of the government, it's because of my spouse, it's because, the true cause of that result is in your paradigm, is in your operating system. And so if you're ready to get unstuck and really live into your full potential, it requires you to upgrade that operating system. Transformation is always an inside-out job. Let me give you an example of this. When I quit my corporate job, I quit that and I had this deep longing for more time and money freedom. And I thought being an entrepreneur, owning my own business, I will open up so many more doors as far as the time freedom that I would have, what I would be able to accomplish financially. And in a short period of time, I achieved some results, but I achieved it with not the time freedom, not the financial freedom that I wanted, because my paradigm, my operating system was work harder, longer, faster. So even though I changed my position, I changed my career, I was producing a very similar result financially and with my time freedom. It wasn't until I installed a new operating system within me that I was able to produce exponentially greater results with both my time and my money. So how do we upgrade that operating system? I find this so empowering. When we think it's our conditions or our circumstances, it's because of the money, it's because of the time, it's because of the support, where we feel like it's something outside of us, we're really giving our power over to the condition or circumstance. When we begin to realize that I'm responsible for creating my results, the transformation is an inside-out job, and we really take control of that, it is really so empowering. If you've created your current results, here's the good news, is you can create different results. So how do we upgrade that operating system? How do we change that paradigm so that you move from being stuck to really living into your potential? Research has proven there's only 2 ways that we change that operating system. And one of those ways is through repetition. Repetition. You can imagine when you first were learning your name, the alphabet, if you've ever learned a new language, it takes repetition to really install a new operating system within us. And so we didn't just hear the ABCs once and we knew it. It was through the repetition of a new idea. Right now, you have had probably decades of repetition of your belief systems. You've had repetition of installing ideas about money, relationships, living into your passion. You have well-run pathways and belief systems within you. So it requires repetition of new ideas. The only other way that research has proven that we change that operating system is with high emotional impact. Now, here's the thing. Most people wait for negative emotional impact. They wait for the accident, the illness, the divorce, the crises, that proverbial wake-up call, and that we get that diagnosis, and pretty soon we make some decisions to change our lifestyle. Here's the good news. We don't have to wait for negative emotional impact. We can create positive emotional impact experiences in our life in order to upgrade that operating system. And we do that through immersion experiences, where we immerse ourselves in a positive environment for a period of time. And with the repetition and that positive emotional immersion experience, we begin to install that new operating system within us. And as we upgrade our operating system, what happens is we upgrade our results. And so if you've been feeling stuck and you are ready to really unlock that potential within yourself, we have created a powerful transformational event that supports you in both the repetition and the positive emotional experience. And that's coming up soon. It's called Passion to Purpose Live. And that happens both in person as well as virtually. So it's a hybrid event, and it's 3 days of positive emotional impact, where you are connected with a like-minded community. You're installing new thinking, new ideas within you that are more in alignment of what it is that you want to create. If you're looking at your results right now and you know you were meant for more, and you wouldn't be watching this video if you didn't know that, you are absolutely meant for more. And the thing is, the same thinking and actions that have created your current results are not the same ones that are going to take you into those new results, that greater freedom, that greater sense of fulfillment, of passion, of purpose. And so to support you in really installing that new operating system, I highly encourage you to attend Passion to Purpose Live. Throughout those 3 days, there's lots of opportunity for both the repetition and the positive emotional impact. Both are required to install within you that new operating system. And so if you're ready to create real transformational results inside of your life, go ahead and get registered for Passion to Purpose Live. Now is your time. You were meant for so much more. I'm Stacey Berger. Here is to you living a life that you love.